FC Pro Open earlier this year, obviously matchup, which is live now. It is Ajax from left to right, and Jayden, well, Brian of Albion kicking from right to left here. This table is going to move, it's going to change, it's going to continue to develop as we try and find out who on earth is going through to next week's knockouts. Only 24 players Gravison can be there from the 41, and by the end of play tonight, half of the competition will be confirmed. We already know 3 names confirmed, as we said. Ekman already through, but Group B all to play for.
Let's see what happens in this game, because I think Jayden has been playing really good, especially after that ePrem. I do feel like in the last couple of years he's been building up himself, he's been grinding, he's been getting the competition, and the result is here. He's playing in the Champions League against the best players in Europe, and now he has a chance to go through. So sometimes you only get these chances once in a lifetime. Let's see if he can make it through.
Well, we just had a message in the chat, Gravison, from Oxy saying, I bet no one reads the Twitch chat. We do. We're here, big chance. Jayden early doors, ball right around the...
He's an assister as well. That was a beautiful goal, and as we can see, I mean, the precision, look at it, Brandon, it's just beautiful. It's perfect.
It's a long ball over the top, and as we've said, where there's a 50 million budget on these teams, you only have 3 icons. Defensively, yes, you've got Vincent Kompany in there, you've got Gvardiol of Manchester City in there as well, Sully of Borussia Dortmund. They're good, but they're not brilliant.
No, definitely not. And as we can see right now, at the top right of your screen, LEVI is out of the competition as it stands.
Which is crazy to say. Long ball into the box, it's a hand on it from Donnarumma, who puts it back into the danger area.
And he won't stop with those player logs, with the attacks. I mean, as we remind people at home, this is a 9 minutes half match, so I mean, we still have loads of minutes ahead, but that's a great start for Jayden at the moment.
It's a brilliant start for him, LEVI. Looking to create one of his own attacks now, 12 minutes in.
Nice tackle. Oh, this is dangerous. Is it going to be direct? Taking short? With Toni Kroos, it has to be direct.
Let's see what we can see from here on the edge of the box. Didier Drogba's over it. He misses it. Toni Kroos might go for the direct shot. He does! He's parried away for a corner. And we know where this one could be ending up. Number 11, Didier Drogba. Known for so many special Champions League nights. Can he do it here on the eCHAMPIONS League stage? 2 hands punched away. Back to R9, it will fall. Chance still alive. Toni Kroos, of course, finds himself in another UEFA Champions League grand final in real life. Has had the continuous upgrade on his road to the knockout item. Mbappe's not going to do great in the air there, and it's a chance to play away again. I'm really keen as well, as much as we can, to keep an eye on that Jesus-Andoni game, because of course on that one there's also implications there. We know Jesus is already on his way through regardless of what happens. Offside there for Brian of Albion. And possession changes backhand again for LEVI.
But as we know, Jesus likes to score a lot of goals. He also concedes a lot of goals. So right now it's a 0-0 situation. But it's,
if he wins, draws or loses this game.
The thing is, right now Andoni is through because of goals scored. Because on the head-to-head, he's losing because he lost against LEVI 3-1. But he did score more goals in general in the whole competition, so that's why
he's only scored 9, I believe. With that goal going in, Gravison, I think it's only 9 goals that we've actually seen up to this point. Chance around the goalkeeper. That's brilliant composure from LEVI to Ajax back in the
to do pretty much what he wanted to do. He could have went. I mean, let's just look it back. Modric with a beautiful driven pass. The offside trap, the manually was a little bit late, and then he decided to ball where he could have maybe.
He's not been the biggest goal scorer, but it could play a big part for him. Let's have a little look here. Then this is the table as it stands now. LEVI then comes back in. Jayden's there as well.
Poor defense.
A draw, well, that you might not know, might be one of the best results for both of them. Switches all the way across, finds Cafu. There's it lofted in the air, and Donnarumma should get 2 hands on that.
For the people at home watching this is not like a random cross that Cafu does. Cafu has the whip cross playstyle plus. and that potential cross into Didier Drogba with the aerial plus.
Already through, but they want to try and top the table.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. Joao Cancelo, the USL item, also has the weak cross. That's why the cross is made perfectly into Didier Drogba, and that's why you should rely on the playstyles.
Is that a must-have for a fullback?
Probably, yeah, because Cafu has it, Cancelo has it. I mean, in my opinion, yeah, it is.
Especially when you've got many aerial plus options, maybe not in these teams and restrictions. Composure there from Company, does get the ball back again, and Mbappe will weave around 3 or 4 Brighton shirts, and it's a horrible heavy touch.
That's a poor touch, yeah. That's a poor touch, but we have to remind people at home that Need and Ekman are also playing for the chance to top the group. So a lot of stuff happening at the moment here, the stage.
We've also got Tex in action against Montaxa. Again, Tex out of the tournament. He has to play, obviously, his final group game. Montaxa would also love the opportunity to potentially top the group as well. I spoke to Obra, who is coaching Montaxa. Look, we are through, but to win and top the group is so important for us, because if you do, you go straight through to the round of 16 next week. You don't have to play the playoff round, which 8 other players will have to do in the top 24.
I also asked O'Brien if he wanted to come and commentate. He told me he had to catch an early flight on Sunday, but next week, he'll be commentating with us because he'll be catching the flight on the Monday.
Nice.
Thank you, O'Brien.
I like that, Gravison. You're always thinking ahead. You're booking in future people to come and steal our jobs.
Yeah, that's me.
What a trip it would be for the Italian. He might not be in the Champions League, Oberon, but regardless of it, he'll be over the moon to see his friend in the top 16. Nice couple of step overs from Jayden. He does go back in again for more.
He stopped with L1 to try to do the speed push with a step over. It was really good, but it wasn't quick enough. But now Levi making mistakes in the build-up. And we hear Andoni roaring. What happened over there?
Goal by the sounds of it from Andoni, with a huge vamos. I mean, we have to speak about him. If he was to go through after a really terrible start to the season, if we're being honest, Gravison, in the Liga FC Pro, after winning the Cup last year, he didn't qualify for the Cup. He didn't qualify for the league finals. You could argue it was probably one of his worst seasons so far. For him to turn it around 2 or 3 months later and to be going through to the knockouts of an eCHAMPIONS League will just go to show the hard work that he's been putting in.
It could happen, and as it stands, if Andoni's drawing or winning the game, I think Jayden is out of the competition.
Onto his left boot, puts him 3-2 up. We've had 5 goals in that game, and as always, it just continues to be unpredictable as ever here at the Champions League. This is Group A. Neat currently top of the table. Montaxa on 7. I believe that's a drawing scenario as it currently stands against Tex.
You're correct, yeah.
And in Group B, we'll give you the lowdown as soon as we can. Drogba with a knockdown into our 9s. Company's on the floor. Referee says that's not a free kick. And LEVI will say, OK, we'll just go and grab a goal.
And now you have a mountain to climb, because he has to score a couple of goals to come back and be alive in this competition. And that's why Didier Drogba, it's
here to confirm with that scenario now. He would be Jesus Andoni and Levi de Vere going through to the knockout stages. Andreas and Jayden will be falling out of the tournament. Step over exit. Allows for a couple more ball rolls to come in as Barcelona's very own Pedri.
Nice player lock.
A couple of player locks.
That was beautiful FC play there. Not only because of the cutback, because of this twisting and turning, and as you can see right now, the player lock fake and the passing to Mbappe. I mean, I'm telling you, for the people watching at home, the player lock fake is really, really, really hard thing to do. Levi has managed to master it. And that's a brilliant goal, 3-1.
Equaliser over here by the looks of it, 48 minutes on the clock. It's only just started the second half.
Hazards, again, 3-3. From Jayden was the way he conceded a goal with nearly the end of the first half, and he had the chance to try to build up and try to score a goal. He lost And that's because it's a tough pill to swallow again.
Well, 10 minutes since the restart of the second half, a new voice joins us in the commentary. Welcome back again. I mean, for Brighton of Albion, it looks like it could be the end of the road.
Yeah, it is not looking like a good situation here for Jayden. And it's unfortunate because if you look at some of his last score lines, he had a lot of very close matches. 2 of those ending 4-3. We had a 90-minute goal there to make him lose one of those games against Andoni. And I don't know if he's looking back at this. I had a quick chat with him over there. He's just not happy with how all of the games ended up shaking out. He said he's put in a lot of work to get here, and it just hasn't been enough.
Especially in the form we saw Grabs in the Premier League, didn't we? From Brighton of Albion as well. Could be even worse now, as LEVI looks to add a 5th onto the tally. Pause is cute. Camera settings, Casey. What camera settings do you use?
I use co-op.
Not classic?
Not classic. It's got to be co-op.
No one uses classic. Come on, people at the chat.
Let us know in the chat what camera angle you use as well at home. Does anyone else use classic? Please, just not me and Hezzers. must be one more person out there. That was probably a win.
Yeah, that definitely feels like a win because Hezzers has been so dominant with all of his competition here today. But he's been all over the place, and I think that this is the type of win that will propel him once he does go into the next stage. At least he's ending on a good win here.
Well, as the goals are going in, the groups are pretty much lining up perfectly into R9 for Jayden. And there is a goal back, and there is 20.
Look for the position to draw the game and then pray that Hezzers is playing well and scoring goals with that classic camera, because if not, he's not depending on himself, really.
Oh, now that he has got into the back of the net. We can, as soon as we can, we'll give you the tables as they stand for both groups of who will be going straight through to the round of 16. 8 players will be there by the end of play tomorrow. CJM in the chat saying, what are the squad limits, Gravison? May you take it away, the squad restrictions?
So it's 15 million budget, 3 maximum icons, and USL players. So a lot of good options, really, because you have Mbappe, because you have Modric, you have Pedri, you have Toni Kroos. But the icons, that's where the talk comes in.
Whipped indeed. There's Didier drop.
Absolutely. I think that he is just so dominant in the air with that aerial plus play style. And at the end of the day, you can trust him to slot it in the back of the net if you are a worthy person on the pitch.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially with the play styles. The aerial plus, again, the whipped cross, the play style coming in from Cafu as well. And again, there's not really an answer to that.
Another chance coming in for Jayden. He tries to pull it back. Let's leave this game if we can. We can see LEVI's running away with it. That's 6-2 up. Jayden, fancy, step over inside, goes down to ground. Referee waves that one away. It's all a bit frantic. We can go to Hezzers and see what's been happening in his game against Andoni. We can confirm Hezzers is already on his way through. Andoni looks to also be through. And LEVI David from this difficult... It's not a full-time result yet. As soon as it is, we'll let you know. But Andoni being top of the table.
I mean, anything can happen here. As we can see, another great goal by R9, playing the regular format of La Liga FC Pro. So sometimes it just takes a couple of games to feel it, really. And I mean, he's just winning Hezzers, which is arguably one of the best players in the behind. And Andoni's leading the game as well. And it seems like everything crumbled.
Yeah, it's interesting, Grav. You mentioned that all the leagues take place at different times, and there are some down periods for a lot of these players' seasons, and it's interesting how it affects everyone throughout the way. You have to really stay on the entire year. You can never let up. Constant practice, constant friendlies to be ready for a competition like this.
Just to add on to that as well, LEVI, from potentially being in that bottom 2 at the start of the game, is now going to be topping the group. He will be on his way for a fast-track ticket to the round of 16, which means he won't have to play in the first round of action next weekend. He will be able to put his feet up and wait to find out who will be joining him through, and that's just come from this performance here.
and unfortunate for Jayden here because I do feel like he could have played a little bit better, but LEVI is just too strong in the final stages of this game. He's been absolutely dominant here.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for Jayden because he has, and when you not only drop points but you give points to one direct opponent, it's a tough situation again. But
my surprise is Gravison in this group has been Andoni. Just from, I didn't expect this ending to the group stage after what's not been a strong season from.
Nope.
He's turned it around at the perfect time and he's finding form. What isn't to be a bit of what's happening here. We've just scored 2 goals in.
And then he found himself with 7 points out of 9 possible, which is a lot.
Which is great as well for Ekman because he played in last year's competition, got grouped, come back this year, he won the Belgium League on the way through. Perfect time for form, we said about that.
What do you guys think, though? His first game was against Tex. He comes off of a massive victory there. Do you think that's what propelled him to go through? Because beating someone like Tex can give you the type of confidence to go throughout the entire competition.
Probably. I think I agree with you, Casey, because in those situations when you, especially when you got grouped last year, and now you're playing against Tex, players who you are supposed to be losing, and not only losing comfortably, and then you beat him 5-2, it seems like then in just 20 minutes, everything changed. So I think we all expected Neat, Montaxer, and Tex to go through, but still, this is competition. Anything can happen. And I think Ekman in the regular format in his domestic league, I think he did have like 40 points, something like that, which was crazy. So he's been pushing every single year. He's been grinding. He's been playing good in the regular format.
Well, hugs all round. Sorry to interrupt, Gravison from Atletico Madrid. They know they've done enough to go through. Andoni beats Hezers and then stops Hezers from topping Group B, which means he's going to have to play an extra round next weekend. LEVI DeVeerd, from sitting in the bottom 2 at the start of this game, because of how results were going in other games, is now going to top this group on goal difference. And he might be on for another.
All right, guys, I'll let you finish out this match. See you soon.
See you. Thank you, Casey.
Last 2 minutes for LEVI to conclude a really successful Group B. We'll give you the lowdown on Group A as well. Who looks to have concluded that one. I know people have been asking for Montaxer against Tex on stream, but as we said, Tex is out of the tournament. Montaxer's already through. It's not got too much weight on the game. That's why we haven't brought it to you. But for LEVI, Casey said it as well, speaking about momentum, he'll want to be playing knockout games now.
Anything can happen in an FC match, especially in those minutes. That's a triple draw. LEVI, Andoni, Hezers finish up with 7 points, the 3 of them.
What a group. What a Group B. Concluded now officially. LEVI tops it of Ajax. And it seems like the confidence.
No, he asked Andoni, did you go through? Yeah. Oh, congrats, man.
People across the stage. It seems like the confidence from